Welcome back, everyone, to Ambii Alert Podcast, where I seek and find the next level athlete. I'm your host, Amber Featherson. Today, we have a very special guest joining us. She is an Olympian, elite track and field athlete, and someone who continues to inspire the next generation through work, resilience, and excellence on and off the track. From competing at the highest level for Team USA to showing the world what dedication truly looks like. Today, we're sitting down with none other than Paris Peoples. How are you doing
Hey,
today, Paris?
thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So today we're going to talk about her journey, the sacrifices behind the scenes, life as an Olympian, women in sports, and mental health toughness, and much more. So I hope you guys enjoy this interview. Comment, like, subscribe, share. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So thank you again, Paris, for joining us. You guys, she's currently in China, so. So I just want to thank you, for taking the time out of your day to do this interview. And I know traveling can be exhausting, so we just truly appreciate you for being here.
No, thank you for having me.
So for the first question I want to get into, so when did you first realize track and field could become something bigger than just a sport for you?
So I started when I was 6 years old. I'm actually on
Mhm.
year 20. I think I was around maybe 12 or 13, but I actually had like, it's so crazy. When I was 8 years old, I remember watching the Beijing '08 Olympics, and it was actually
Mhm.
Shawn Johnson, the what gymnast. I forgot what was her events, but she actually kind of like sparked a fire under me because she was 16 at the Olympics, and I was like, I'm gonna be like Shawn Johnson, just track edition. So it
Yeah.
definitely did start more when I was about 8 years old, and really got into about 12, 13.
Okay. Well, you've been in the game for a while.
Yeah.
Some people don't start track until like middle school or like high
High
school.
school,
Like when
yeah.
we Yeah, I started track when I was in middle school. I was doing cheer. Like when I first got into sports, I was cheerleading probably at five years old, and then
Yeah.
middle school I transitioned into more sports. But that's amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
what's something people assume about Olympians that's completely wrong?
Ha 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 ha. I'm trying to figure that out too. I'm gonna be at the Olympics soon. Um, as far as like the pro athlete, I think people think it's all glamorous. It's a
Yeah,
lot of behind the scenes to it. As far as, of course, you train every day, but I think right now, for me personally, the traveling, everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're going to this place, you're going to that place." I'm literally in a place probably for 48 hours at most. If I'm
yeah,
lucky enough, I could be there for a week.
mhm,
But you do a lot more training, more competing. You're really there in and out. Don't get me wrong, I
yeah,
enjoy the traveling, but it's still hard work as you're still like competing. Of course, I'm
mhm,
thankful for the opportunity to travel, but it's like, no, I'm there for this amount of time and I have to get this job done. I think that's one misconception I've realized. We can go deeper into a lot, but
yeah,
no, I think that's really one that I've like noticed so far.
yeah. Okay, so what was there ever a moment you doubted whether you'd make it to the next level or to a higher level in
Yes,
track?
girl. Yes. Yes. When I was in high school, my junior year, I actually changed coaches.
Hmm.
Junior year of high school, that's your most crucial year. And I decided to change coaches, and at the time I had no colleges looking at me. I didn't even run fast enough to even really get looked at. And it was a crucial time because I'm a junior. I don't really have no credibility behind my name, and
Yeah.
for me to like to switch coaches, I knew my coach prior, but we never worked together. So it was kind of a first for me and him. With under him, I ended up going 53. I went from like, I don't even know what number, to like being top 20 in the US. And then like
Wow.
the colleges started like pouring in. And it's funny, actually, Arkansas was my dream school. And at one point I was like, okay, like, listen here, we don't got to get to Arkansas. We can go to a much closer school, because at that time
Yeah.
I was more so focused on getting to school. I didn't want my mom to have to pay for it. And again, like, track is one of those sports where you don't really have like a Like you don't have like the team support. It's really just all on you. And
Mm-hmm.
then shoot, I got the. I remember my current coach and my college coach, Coach Johnson. He came to my practice, and I was like, man, because my high school coach had told me he was coming to see me, and I was like, you playing like, I only ran 53. I remember that man get out that car, and I was like, oh, you wasn't joking. It's really him. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh wow. So then that definitely kind of like just changed my perspective. Like, okay, like, we actually like did it. Cause I remember just like fighting like hard that whole year because,
Yeah.
it's your junior year. I was I was going into my senior year. And
Mm-hmm.
then I remember in college, I got hurt. And I was like, yeah, think I'm done with this. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm over it. I'll just graduate,
Yeah.
get my degree, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I did kind of dive more into like life after track. So I feel like I was setting myself up outside of that. And
Mm-hmm.
then, of course, COVID happened. So I had an extra year of eligibility. And I was like, okay, like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to stay in rehab. I'm going to always stay in the athletic trainer's face. I'm going to do pretty much everything coach says in order for me to be great. Because I was like, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
And again, it was another fight. So there has been plenty of times where I was like, I don't know about this, but I kept showing up, I kept, coming back for whatever reason. Maybe I'm a little delulu, maybe I'm a little crazy, because you do have to be just a tight unhinged to do track and field,
Yeah, you gotta
but
be a little bit delusional. Yeah.
just a little bit, because like the workouts that you do, and man, listen here, but no, I think honestly, like my that was my junior year, my senior year. And I was like, okay, like if I'm going to do this, I'm going to
Mhm.
do it the correct way. And I was like, okay, I ran 50.60 and I was like, okay, I'm good. I feel like, I actually like proved more to myself that I was able to do it. My coach always knew, but for me it was like, okay, no, like we actually did do it. And as time has gone on since, you know, going over to the pro side, it's like, okay, like no, you actually have to like amp it up. You're doing everything correctly, but you got to amp it up more because
Yeah.
we all doing the same thing, but what are you going to do that's going to make you different from the next person?
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people don't realize that track athletes have a lot of doubt, but we've doubted ourselves plenty of times just because it's so hard to get numbers down. It's so easy to get hurt.
Yeah, I
Like,
know for sure.
getting your numbers down is not as easy as people think. Like one day you might run a 53 5. And then the next day or another meet, you might think you ran the best you could and you ran slower than that.
Oh, girl,
So,
trust me. You be like, oh, that was it. That was it. You look, you be like, that was not it. And what the world? Because you know what? You know what? I'm cool.
yeah. Yeah. I genuinely think that track is one of the hardest sports. I mean, I don't, you got football, basketball, golf, and all that tennis, but I truly think track is the
No,
hardest because,
for sure. And might be a little biased, but no, I definitely do think that it's one of the hardest. You are
yeah.
asking your body to go beyond its limits. It's never
Hmm.
been there. You have to take your body there. And it's more mental than anything. Like
Oh,
it's
yes.
truly more like you have to be delulu enough to be like, we're gonna do this. And actually like ask your
Yeah.
body, all right, like take it there. And when you think
Mhm.
about it, like that's strenuous on the body. But it's more just up here.
Yeah. And that's crazy because my podcast is focused on mental health as well because people don't really take mental health serious. Well, they're starting to take it serious now when it comes to athletes.
Hmm.
But I know when I was coming up in track, and because I graduated high school in 2020, and when I was in high school, they didn't really take it as serious. When I got to college, I didn't take it as serious until like probably 2021 and 2022 when I was running. And, people are still kind of adjusting to, that mental health aspect of sports. But I want to move into the next question. So, what's the biggest mental adjustment from college track to professional level?
I think that everything's on your own pretty much. In
Mhm.
college, you pretty much still have a set schedule. Of course, you have classes. You have the nutrition center. You have tutoring, and then you have rehab in between that. You have practice before tutoring, or if you have tutoring after. You
Yeah.
kind of have a set schedule of, okay, you're gonna run at LSU this week, we're gonna go to Texas this week, or we're gonna stay home this week. So when you transition from collegiate to the post collegiate, most of that, if you haven't ran fast enough, or if you have not, been like made a household name for yourself, pretty much, you kind of like are figuring it out all on your own. I know in
Yeah.
college we even had like massage therapists. Cairo's coming every weekend, every Wednesday, and then you had a massage therapist. You had an appointment from maybe Mondays or Tuesdays. Now you gotta find a good person for a massage therapist. Can't just have anybody touching you. Gotta make sure you get your chiro appointments in, and then the nutrition center is like you don't gotta worry about cooking because you can just go there. Now you gotta make all lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on your own.
Hmm.
Track meets. Sometimes you gotta figure out a track meet that's nearby or running at home. Okay, gotta run fast enough to get into this track meet. I think that's the biggest transition that I've learned. Like everything is truly like on you. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
coach could tell you practice is at 11 o'clock. You're not really. You don't really got to show up. I mean, I got to show up with Chris Johnson, but you don't really have to. So everything is really like truly like on you. And that
Hmm.
I think that's where the mental aspect of it comes into play because it's like are you strong enough and disciplined and more and consistent enough to like continue to show up and also put your best foot forward because there's gonna be some
Yeah.
days you don't feel like it, but
Mhm.
if this is what you truly want to do, like do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah. And it was crazy because I know, we both we know Maya
Mm-hmm.
Singletary. She's family. When I did an interview with her, like about almost a year ago, she was kind of explaining to me like everything is on your own. Like you don't really, you get the help, but you have to find your own nutritionist. You might have to find your own, um, you know, trainer, all types of
Yeah.
stuff, and find your own meets. At times it gets stressful, because that's what she was telling me. And I was like, yeah, that definitely does, because in college you're kind of, I don't want to say babied, but you are because the coaches are
You are a
looking.
baby because again, like
Yeah,
everything is set for you pretty much. All you gotta do
right.
is like
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking back to it in college, all you gotta do is really show up.
just show up, literally.
Literally.
Hmm.
And I know at Arkansas, before NIL and stuff like that even came about, like I just remember like we were spoiled in my opinion. Like, we had something called red card. We were flying pretty much we was living life with
I'm
flying to
living
be first
good.
grade. So it's just like everything is like really on you.
Hmm.
And it takes a certain kind of like discipline to just like say, first of all, you gotta be crazy enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna try this pro. Everybody thinks
Hmm.
pro is fun because they see, like I said, like they see the glamour behind, like
Yeah,
everything that glitter ain't gold.
yeah.
It's nice, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but like again, like everything's on your own sometimes. And I'm
Hmm.
thankful enough to have had a team and also still be at Arkansas. And as an alum, like I feel like I've done the work to like make the connections and stuff. So I'm grateful to still have the networking and the resources to be able to be great. And
Yeah.
thankful for my coach, for allowing me to still train there and, you know, have access to the weight room. My nutritionist from college, she's still Miss Kala, I need some help. And some of the previous chiros and massage therapists I've worked with, I still see them to this day. So I'm
Yeah.
talking about wow, and I've been in Arkansas for 8 years now. An 8 year long like relationship still going on. So I'm truly thankful for that because like it has I have seen the work build up over the years and most of them know
Mhm.
about like, my injuries and stuff. So it's easy to go to that person.
Yeah, it's great to keep those connections and stay in touch, and
Mm-hmm.
just being a good person overall. Like, you definitely have some athletes out there, not just track, but athletes in general, that just kind of, what's the word, too cocky, or or they
I
just
know what you're
don't.
saying.
You know what I mean? Like they don't really have a good rep, so they don't, like, they have connections, but people don't want to help them because they can always cause them problems. But
Yeah,
it's good to have a positive mindset and be a positive person, because you never know who can come out look out for you. So yeah,
no, that is one. I will say I'm 3 years out of college now, and I still got some people that's I need some help, and they still help me. And I'm graduated, long gone, grown. It's like no, like it definitely. goes far beyond just like
Mhm.
being fast. Anybody can be fast, but like I think a lot of people don't realize also like track is not one of those sports where it's like football, basketball, baseball, soccer. Um, Eventually, our sport can like end at any moment. We can have a freak accident, knock on wood, or there's longevity, but
Right.
you have to really take care of yourself for that longevity
Mhm.
to really see it as well. But it could end. And at the end of the day, like if you was a butthole to some people, people will remember that. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
fast, but I remember how you spoke to this person. Like no,
Right.
and it's so real. Like at the end of the day, your character and who you are is who you have at the end of the day. You can't take a gold medal or a silver medal or a 49 or 44 to the grave with you. Most people are gonna
Right.
remember how you treated them before anything.
Yeah, 100%. So, how do you mentally recover after a disappointing race? As track athletes, and everything isn't going to be glitz and glamour. Everything isn't going to be perfect. You're running the perfect time. So, how do you mentally, recover from things that from races that you're not happy with?
I'm just really learning how
Hmm.
to like really be like, okay, like it is what it is. I know sometimes I'm gonna run fast. Sometimes you could want to run fast, and it's just not gonna happen. It depends on where you are at in training, and it also depends on like how you prepared for it yourself.
Yeah.
Because coach could prepare you, and you can even be in like a heavy training cycle, and still run fast. But it all depends on like how you prepare for it. I actually did not have a good meet. I went to Africa 3 weeks ago, and my first meet there was just not it. I was like, well, I just ran this time and I just ran 52. We had just got in from a long flight, like 13 hours. I had to get used to the altitude, completely forgot all about that. And
Mhm.
I was like, what in the world did I just run? Called coach, so my agent. And then I think also another thing is having a community, like having that village that'll be all right, like,
Yeah.
Paris, you're fine. It happens. Like, look at what you just, like, traveling. And that does play a big part in it.
Hmm.
But no, I think for me, like just writing it down. I just started this year, but journaling, like I journal as it
Yeah.
is, but actually journaling, like track meets and stuff, writing down like key notes from it. Okay, I had a bad meet. What was better about this race than the last one? Or simply just put, girl, we just got in. It is what it is. Count it as a stacking day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like track and field is just like that. Like you kind of just be like, all right, I would rather happen it now. It happens now than I'm at USA Trials or I'm at a Diamond
Right.
League or I'm at a big meet and it's like, nah. So writing it down helps me like truly like, and I'm kind of upset I didn't start this before, but better late than never. Like actually writing it down and like getting it off my chest, like that was terrible. But
Yeah.
count it as a
Yeah.
stacking day because running that time might have actually just you put in the work that you missed when you was traveling. So just having a positive outlook on it, I think has really truly helped me.
Yeah, journaling. I journal too. I
Mm.
do it all the time. Like I'm a therapist here and I work with clients that deal with mental health disorders, and it gets stressful every day. So it's like, let me just I might put a hole in the journal. You know what I mean? Got to keep your journal on you. It's with me all the time. Whether I'm doing it in my phone, whether
Hmm.
if I don't have it on me, then I'll probably be like, I'll just be typing away. Like I can't. I gotta,
Get it
put
out,
this
yeah.
somewhere. You know what I mean? But yeah, journaling is definitely a key self care thing,
No,
I would
definitely
say.
self care. Definitely self care.
So what role does confidence play in elite performance? You think?
It's everything. It's
Mhm.
literally vital. Uh, and it's a talk I had with my coach in the beginning of the year. He was like, I just need you to be more confident. He was like, you work hard, you do everything. He was like, You just need to be confident. And
Yeah.
people say they're confident. I can't speak for everybody else. I can say for myself, like I was saying I was confident, but I wasn't truly like believing it. I would believe it. It was like off and on, off and on. And
Yeah.
as a pro, like you can't flick it on and flick it off. You got to be ready to go every time. So
Mhm.
having confidence is vital because again, it goes back to like you believing you can do whatever. And it doesn't matter who in the race. Yeah, I'm gonna beat you. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kill this workout. I'm gonna run this time. Like you confident enough to like believe it. And it goes back to like, being a little unhinged to like,
Yep.
think that. But no, I
Yeah.
think now that I've got my confidence together and I'm actually like believing more in myself more than anything, it's like, okay, no, like this, I need to be doing this like every day. Like
Yeah.
I thought I was confident then, I'm confident now. Like even when I do the smallest of things, sometimes my agent has me pacing in some meets if they don't have the 400. I'm confident enough. You need me to run 57, 56. I can give you that exact time because I'm confident. I've done the training. So, like, I've done the background work, I've done the journaling. I
Mm.
honestly, it really just starts like, again, like, this is a first for everything year kind of for me, even though 3 years in now, but actually like doing the work on the inside, doing the work like
Yeah.
that just matters for Paris. And I think that helps as well because I don't really look at nobody else no more. Like the comparison, yeah, that could really that like that does not help your confidence at all. Like
At all. At all. Literally every single athlete I've interviewed, whether it's track, football, basketball, whatever, they say the same thing. Like comparison is a thief of joy. It really is. Like you cannot, not even just in sports, but in anything in life. Don't look at the next person and see what they're doing and just try to, put a lot of pressure on yourself because
hmm
you're not at that spot yet. Yet. Like you're not there yet. You can't really compare yourself to another person. You know what they've gone through, what they're currently going through. So yeah, definitely when it comes to confidence, you cannot compare compare at all. Um, so how important? Well, I want to move into women in sports and NIL
hmm
branding. So how important do you think it is for branding and visibility for female athletes today?
I think it's truly important that we are looked to more than just our uniform, um, our bodies. I actually did a report on this when I was
Yes.
in college. And the statistics behind like why we even get viewership was like kind of mind blowing to me. I'm
Mhm.
actually really happy to see where women's sports is heading. Just like the WNBA getting that salary increase was just like a step. But I do
Yeah.
know that like it's so much more that we have to do.
Yeah.
But that was a stepping stone for a lot of people. I think for me being in track for like 20 years now, like just seeing the progression but also being a collegiate athlete that didn't have NIL. And then when I remember the early stages of NIL, which was probably about 21, 20, yeah, I was a junior in college. And I remember compared to where it is now. And it's just like, wow, maybe I should do an extra year in college. Like,
Maybe. Maybe.
maybe I should go back. But no, it's really, it's just really like, honestly almost indescribable because women in sports are getting the recognition that they deserve. But it's also like, okay, you can literally say one thing, do one thing, and now you are like the face of like Gatorade, you're the face of some water company, you're the face of some candy. Like it's
Mhm.
so easy to just like be yourself as well.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to really use like what you do in sports, but sports, it's like it when you blend the two together. So NIL, I think, is definitely helping bridge that gap because a lot of collegians are doing a lot within school. So to
Yeah.
like have that help and more so like create more exposure, if that makes sense. I
Yeah,
feel like a
definitely.
lot of people in college, like I know I did a lot of like community service work, and I was passionate about a lot of things, so I did do stuff off campus with like other organizations. NIL helps bridge that gap and like the support. So now, not only would I have been like Paris People's the sprint at Arkansas, Paris People's mental health advocate. It's just so much more. It's I don't know, it's something new every day. Women in sports is changing. I think
Yeah.
it's more support as well. I remember when Serena Williams wore the cat suit at one of her opens.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't remember which one, but it created so much controversy. And I'm just like, women been wearing long nails, different kind of uniforms for years, and
Years.
like, it's like not new to us, but it's new to the rest
Yeah.
of the world. So now it's like, no, y'all are just now paying attention. Like, we've been
Yeah.
doing this or we've been doing
Yeah.
that. So I
Yeah.
just think it's
That's.
just more exposure.
Mhm.
People want to understand. People still you still got to do that's not going to understand. It's just I'm really excited to see what the next generation is going to hold, and I think more young girls are going to want to get involved in other sports because now you have people you look up to doing sports you didn't even think about it. And I think that's one thing too for
Right.
track and field. Like people know about track, but now it's like everybody wants to do track now.
Literally, I agree. I agree. It's like everyone. I don't know. It's not. It's like a trend right now. Like
Yeah.
people want to. People want to get into sports. Like a couple years ago, this was not a thing. Like I was just having this conversation with one of my friends, one of my best friends. She used to throw shot put and
Hmm.
disc at NT, and she was just like, "What is this trend now? Like everyone is like getting into sports. Like everyone, like even like when I was in college and even in high school, like people used to always call the track girls like so muscular. Like they used to be like, y'all are so
Everybody want
muscular."
muscles now.
Everybody was. They used to be like, "Oh, y'all built like men," and I used to be
Y'all
like,
so
"I mean,
brolic.
what?"
Now you want these abs. Now you want these arms. Ciao.
It's like it's a trend now. I'm like, well, I don't know. This is kind of weird, but like you said, people who don't know anything about sports, like now they're kind of getting into it. They're like, I might actually like this, you know. So
Honestly, you know what I've been seeing, especially like on TikTok, there are a lot of running clubs going
yes,
on. I'm from New York City originally. I know of one back home, and like there's one in Dallas that continuously pops up, and I'm just like, you know what? I actually do like that because with everything going on in this world, being healthy right now is probably going to save a lot of us. So you go, I'm not running 10 miles. Give me a good four.
no, not 2 miles.
But I think that's actually the good side of it. Like
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
actually like getting to like being a lot more healthier and just taking their physical health like serious. So I
Hmm.
I do like that. I enjoy actually watching. 'Cause I'm like, you ain't never ran this, and you starting off with running 10 miles. More power
Hmm.
to you. More power
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely the good side about it. You know, Charlotte, where I live at right now, is literally every time I turn my head, it's a running club. Like people are running on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays. They run around downtown. They running down Camp North End, like the South End. Like it's run clubs everywhere.
Yes, literally.
Literally. So what would you change immediately about the business side of track, you think?
I would probably increase the budget. I would probably increase the budget. That's
Yeah.
starters. Mm. Yeah, I just feel like that's probably something that's going to take some time to get to as well.
Yeah.
Increase it. I mean, I know it can get there, but finding ways to, because you can always access a football game, basketball game like this. Track, sometimes the track meets are like you either got to pay like $30 for a subscription to watch a track meet, or like you got to catch it on a certain channel and still you probably gonna have to pay for that too as well. Making
Yep.
that visibility for a track meet like more accessible just as it is for soccer, football, track, and not I mean basketball, and not just every 4 years when there's Olympic games. Everybody's gonna tune in
Yeah.
for the Olympics. Like this track meet is going on all year round. That's one
Yeah.
sport that you never have to worry about that's gonna take a break. You probably get like 2 weeks off and then cool. But like there's a track meet going on. So just
All day.
and I just think that we just need like more viewership. So
Yeah.
like and you gotta look at the numbers and stuff. I know like when I travel to like Europe, I might run on like a Thursday sometimes and the stands are packed out. So what are they doing in Europe that like we're not doing in America? That's probably one issue I do have as well. Like trying to
Yeah.
like bridge the gap. But
Mm.
like if you ran club track, they be packed out too. They
Yeah.
like I remember summers, them stands is filled and folks is out there
Yeah.
from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. AAU, USATF, you running all day. Like
All day.
you have
So
to have
it's
a whole
like
wardrobe out there and everything.
so trying to bridge that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I should create a platform, connect with people, viewership. Because I think that's something that we're lacking right now.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. Where are you running or what's it on? And you be like, oh, it's on Peacock. Oh, you got to pay like, I don't know how much it is, but $30 for Peacock or ESPN Plus. Or you can have something,
Oh,
but you need
yes.
like the plus and the
Yeah.
premium packet. I already just paid $50. Now I got to pay that extra, you know?
Right.
So that, I think like that's the disconnect where people don't like, I'm not saying they don't want to watch it, but they'll catch the results like on Twitter or
Yeah.
Instagram. Or if somebody is there at the track meet, send it to me.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can do a lot better with that.
I agree. I definitely agree because whenever I used to run track, my parents or family members, hey, what are you running on? Look, we're not even on TV right now. Like, we're not even running on TV this meet. Maybe next meet, but you have to pay that fee for ESPN Plus. Yep. Yep. Oh, you need the account. Hey, just send everybody else to they can log in. You know what I mean? But I definitely agree when it comes to just getting more viewership. 100%.
Quick shout out to Red Bull, the fuel behind today's energy. Whether you're creating, grinding, or just trying to stay sharp, Red Bull gives you wings. So big thanks to Red Bull for keeping the momentum strong.
Who do you think is the funniest teammate or athlete on your team?
My training partners. Oh, I ain't gonna tell a lie. Fifi Shafiko Maloney. She's a 800-meter specialist. She took fourth at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Fifi is. I ain't gonna say unhinged, but you just never know what you're gonna get out of her on some days. So she might be the funniest person I know.
Yeah, it's good to have teammates like that because sometimes people come in, have bad days, and you have that one teammate that's just goofing around. It's just want to make jokes,
Fifi,
and
yeah.
they make the day better. Um, so, which track athlete would you trust to survive a reality TV competition?
We talking about like something like Wipeout or like Fear Factor.
Like Fear Factor, definitely like Fear Factor. Fear Factor,
Mm.
maybe like Love Island. Love
I'm
Island is trending right now.
screaming. Because I've seen a few episodes of Love Island. Oh wow. Hmm. That's a good one. Maybe Lance. Lance Lang. Yeah, I gotta say Lance Lang. If we doing something like Fear Factor, yeah, I got Lance for that one.
What do you want young girls to feel when they watch you compete?
Mm. Uh, actually, I said I would like to like probably trademark this, but like I am you, you are me. There's probably nothing you haven't gone through or felt or seen or want to do that I have never either attempted to do, haven't done yet, never thought about. I think it's important that young girls, when they see me, that they see like superwoman in a sense,
Yeah.
and not because they see like all of the glitter and gold. They know like okay, like she's overcome almost every adversity that has tried to like stop me. Like the obstacles I faced, I should have just been stopped running. Honestly, I could have called it a quits a long time ago. But I want young girls to be like, no, like she kept going. Why did she keep
Mm.
going? I was a little crazy. I just kept showing up. And I want them to like when they see that they see like or they think of like Paris peoples. I know like I wear my fro. I probably won't bring it out indoor. I mean outdoor because my hair is a lot thicker now, so it's heavier to wear it
Hmm.
outdoor. But like indoor, they'll see that and they want to wear like their fro or they want to wear their curls. I want young black girls to like be unapologetically there we go
Yeah.
themselves, but knowing that they could do it fearlessly
Yeah.
without like societal like terms coming on them. You don't have to have
Yeah.
this hairstyle or these kind of nails, or you could be muscular and you can have long
Yeah.
legs, and so like I just want young girls when they see me just to be like, she did it, and it wasn't easy for her, but she's still like standing. I just need to,
Exactly.
even like now for myself, I'll slow down. And I was telling somebody this. I was like, I need to stop doing X, Y, and Z because I'm not Superwoman. And then I turn around and I do something. I'm like, no, actually, I am Superwoman because I could do it. So like, you could do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I just want like young girls to like just be so like fearless and instead of like against each other, especially within the black community, like they just like form this Powerpuff Girl group, and they
Yeah.
just like excel. I love pouring back into the youth, doing community service. So that's something I'm really passionate about.
And you have a trademark name like Paris Peoples PP. Like that is a cool name. Like
Thank you.
Paris Peoples. I was looking at your name. I'm like, oh, this is a cool name. You know,
Thank
some
you.
people
Thank you.
honestly people have some boring names, but I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, over the past couple of weeks, people have thought Peoples was actually like my first name. I had somebody ask me like, "What's your surname?" And I'm like, "Peoples." They was like, "That's not your first?" No, no, it's not. It's like Paris is the first one.
That is something. So what's a message you want to give athletes who are close to giving up? You've probably already kind of went over it, but um, what's one message you want to give athletes who are close to giving up?
Um, actually, I wrote this down and I just found it again. I'll just give you like synopsis. So originally I'm from New York City, like born and
Hmm.
raised. And if you've been in New York, there's a bus, there's a train, there is multiple options to get to where you need to go. It doesn't matter how long it's gonna take. You gonna get there. I remember when I was in high school, I had three options to take a bus. I could take the 111 that would get me home like in like 5 minutes. I could take the Q6 and that would get me home probably within like 30 minutes, plus like a 15-minute walk.
Hmm.
And then I would take like, oh, what was the other one? The 85. That would be like a 15-minute walk, maybe 15, 20-minute walk. They all led to me getting home. Some routes was just easier to get to, some routes took longer. There is always a way. There is always a way. So if one way didn't work, try again. That way might take a little longer, but you will take what you learned the first time and apply it with that second time. And if that doesn't work, but you still like move 5 feet up, okay, what do we do differently? How was I
Yeah.
thinking? Try again. Like keep trying. And if you try and it doesn't work out, okay. But don't just give up because and it's so funny. It's probably the easiest thing to do, but trying again is the hardest thing to do. Giving up, everybody gives up. It's easy. We can all do it.
Yeah.
But getting up and trying again, that's the hard part. That's the truthfully hard part. And I know it's like switch, but no. So you have to figure it out. I don't know what you got to do. But you also have to understand that you have to enjoy the process along the way. And
Hmm.
again, like the comparison, don't think about it. So
Yeah.
keep trying again, figure out a way. So if you passionate about whatever it is that you want to do within this world and this is something that you truly truly want to do and it's like placed on your heart and you've prayed about it, you've had private conversations with God, like some conversations people don't even know about. Like I'm talking about like your mama and daddy, like sister and brother, best friends. Like
Yep.
truthfully had like your own like conversations. Figure it out. Figure it out. If you got $1 in your pocket, baby, you rich. If you got the support, you good. Like just try again because You never want to look back and you'd be like, dang, like it would have been easier for me just to do this and get up
Yeah.
and just try it again. And you don't want to be like in your 30s and you be like, I could have did that. I was
Yeah.
good back in the day, but I ain't try. Why you ain't try? And no,
Right.
it's so true. Like, and that was something I had to realize. Like, I'm young. I'm only 25. I'll never be this, like, fit again. I'll never be able to ask my body to go this fast ever again. So why
Hmm.
not give it a chance and try now? But along the
Yeah.
way, I'm gonna do everything possible. My mama used to tell me, if you're gonna do something, do it to the best of your ability, or don't do it at all. And it's
Yeah.
truthful. But that's why a lot of people don't really fulfill their goals because they're not really willing to dive like head in first. You gotta be crazy
Yeah.
about your goals.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta definitely be crazy. Some people just don't have. They're scared.
Figure it out along the way, but do it. So at least you can look back and be like, you know what? I did it. So the next person that comes along that's scared, you'd be like, well, no, do it. You can
Yeah.
help them along the way. And I think that's probably the most important thing because you've done it, so you can help somebody else do it as well.
Yeah. I love that whole message. Like that should be written down on the Constitution or something. Yeah, that was great. That was amazing, Paris. And that was the last question I had. But I want to thank you again for coming on the Ambii Alert podcast. And we truly appreciate your time. And
Thank you.
best of luck. And I'm gonna be rooting for you. For your race this weekend. And we are wishing you nothing but success this season. And we'll definitely be cheering you on for sure. The whole
Thank
the whole
you.
Ambii Alert podcast team. We're gonna be cheering you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed this.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And thank you to everyone who's watching and listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share it to an athlete that needs to hear this, a young female athlete, young male athlete, or whatever. Share it to anyone. Share it to everyone. So we'll see you guys again on the next episode of Ambii Alert Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.